Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another round of Adiraiju Plays Star Trek Online. You've joined us in orbit over Bajor itself, and right now we're going to be starting a new mission. This one is called, let's see, Jabberwocky. The Orb of Possibilities must be returned to the temple in Hathon. I have notified Vedic Crin. She is waiting for you in the temple.
You have recovered the Orb of Possibilities from Gul Kardec. You are being pursued by true way forces. You must return the orb to the temple in Hathon. I have notified Vedic Crin. She is waiting for you in the temple.
Excellent. So all we need to do is return to the orb to the temple itself, which, all things considered, is one of the easier things we've had to do so far. What do you think about it? We have arrived at the Bajor system, sir. We are, detecting Cardassian warp signatures. It's the true way. They're hailing us. On screen. I am Gul Mutak of the Krieger, Adjutant Ubaduba General to Gul Kardec. You are carrying stolen property belonging to the true way. Lower your shields and prepare to be boarded. Are you insane? We're in orbit of Bajor. We can have ships here in a moment. He's cut off communication and is powering up weapons. What do you order, sir? Hail Deep Space Nine.
Sarah's here.
Commander, we've been ambushed by the true way in the orbit of Bajor.
In the orbit of Bajor? But how could they? Sorry, I'm okay. I will borrow the Defiant and be there momentarily.
Thank you. We will hold out as long as we can. Alright, so it looks like we got a trio of Hideki-class vessels coming at us. Not for long. We'll take out this first one soon enough. The annoying thing about Cardassian vessels is that they have a tendency to send our energy signature... No, wait, what is it exactly? I believe it's energy signature flux. No, that ain't right either. Ugh. And now we've got a disruptor breach on the hull. That stinks. Alrighty. At least there's only two of these annoying little vessels left. We can take out both of them pretty easily. It always sort of intrigued me that Cardassians use the same weapons that the Federation uses. They use phasers, as opposed to the Romulans and Klingons, who use disruptors, or the Dominion, which uses Polaron-based weapons. Ah, there's the Defiant. You're a little late to help out, but thank you for showing up regardless. So,
You're still in one piece. Let's teach these Cardis a lesson.
I appreciate your zeal, Commander, but let's not get carried away. Let's take both... Ooh, 2 sphere builder lock boxes. Take both of those. Oi, 2 more. Spread out weapons. The Krieger and a Keldon class. That'll be annoying. Let's see, think I'll drop a sensor interference platform just to annoy Krieger while I deal with the Keldon class. We'll throw out a Astaton beam in order to fill up that ship with radiation. And dispatch a couple of shuttles in order to try and board that sucker. Put a tractor beam on so the transphasic cluster torpedo will do more damage. Increase power to shields to negate the effects of that thing which disrupted our shields. Spread out all weapons. Oh, I hate this. Photonic Galors. Fortunately, I have another ability up my sleeve. An anti-time eruption is going to be probably enough to get rid of both of the... Well, at least got rid of 2 of those Photonic Galors. Photonic Galors are particularly aggravating simply because they're actually not really that tough, all things considered, but they tend to show up and there's a lot of them. Let's see. Spray this sucker with some plasma from our exhaust. Make it sit there with a tractor beam. Yeah, he ain't going nowhere for a while. Well, at least, I think that's pretty much all that that vessel has in it. And kaboom! I said kaboom! There we go. I'll take that plasma infuser. Okay, fine. Be that way. Looks like the Krieger The Kaigami Kruger can also use photonic galers, but I'll concentrate my firepower on that vessel, and that way the galers won't be a challenge at all. Well, between us and the Defiant...
That's the last of them for now. I will remain in orbit while you return the orb, just in case.
Thank you, Commander. Alrighty. Beam me down to the surface of Bajor. This should be safe enough. Bajor is a pretty harmless and safe place, particularly in the capital city. I think Hathon is the capital city, but I could be wrong. Vedic Crit indicates she is waiting for you at the temple. Right, bringing the orb to the temple and speaking to Vedic Crit. That should be simple enough. Bajor is a very quiet, peaceful planet. Most of the time. Ah, there's the map. There's where we're supposed to go. Still, regardless, all things considered, as far as Federation worlds go, it's really a nice place to be. The Bajorans are very spiritual, and that served them well under the Cardassian occupation. Greetings. Do you seek the wisdom of the prophets? What do you do here? I am a seeker of knowledge. I spend my days in service and prayer. The prophets have many things to teach us, but their lessons are subtle and full of mystery. It takes a quiet, attentive mind to understand. I am not as wise as Ranjam Ravel, but he is always willing to help pilgrims like me find our way. I may never fully grasp the wisdom of the prophets, but I can try. The journey to enlightenment is a blessing in and of itself. If that is all I ever have, it is enough. What are you on? I'm looking for Vedic Crit. Vedic Crit is in the temple office just to the east of here. Ah, why, thank you very much. I believe that means she's... Aha! Hello, Vedic Crit. Surrounded by books. I'm here to return this orb to the temple.
Wonderful. The prophets have smiled upon us this day. What was lost has been returned to us. You have done a great service for the Bajoran people today, and we are most grateful.
It was an honor and a privilege to carry this burden.
Please, place the orb upon the altar.
With pleasure, Vedic Crit. Let's see. Nope, not that one. Man, there's a lot of books in here. I'll get to those in a later mission. Don't you worry. You won't get to ignore those books. Oh no. But regardless, let's place that orb upon the altar. I have returned the Orb of Possibilities. Sweet! Hey, what the... Where am I?
Service rendered is not the service desired.
You butts!
Does not belong, cannot be returned.
What does that mean? I don't understand. I returned the orb. What has been returned does not belong. We must travel backwards. When we gaze in the mirror, we see our faces as others do, but reversed. Your task abides. You have recovered an orb. Now you must return it. As you must return. That's what the prophets do. The prophets are aliens that live in the wormhole that separates Bajor and, well, Deep Space Nine, really, and the Gamma Quadrant. The prophets are they're sort of this dimension aliens who live in the only known stable wormhole. They're very, Vedic Crit. They're quite mysterious, largely because their perception of time is so wonky. They perceive all time simultaneously. So, they can be kind of weird at times. Let's have a word with Vedic Crit.
I would be honored to know what the prophets shared with you, if you are willing. Sometimes their visions can be very confusing, and I have some experience interpreting them.
It was very cryptic, but they seem to suggest that this is not their orb, that I must return it elsewhere.
Elsewhere? But it is an orb of the prophets. Where else could it belong?
I'll stick it where it belongs.
Unless...
Dun dun dun!
Are you familiar with the so-called mirror universe?
Oh, well, hell!
About it myself, but there is a book on that table over there by a Vedic ink describing his experiences. Perhaps it can guide you.
Thank you, Vedic Crit. On the Mirror Universe. I have been fascinated by the existence of this so-called Mirror Universe ever since our recent contact with it. I have interviewed the emissary, Colonel Kira, and others about their experiences with the mirror universe. But many questions remain. It seems the mirror universe has prophets, but are they the same prophets? There is no mention of a celestial temple, and certainly the mirror Benjamin Sisko was no emissary. I shall petition the Vedic Assembly for permission to enter the mirror universe. Next page. The Vedic Assembly has denied my request. Besides the debates about doctrine and theology, the deciding factor was political. The Federation has quarantined any access to the mirror universe, and Bajor is seeking membership. I have continued my research by interviews, but my questions remain unanswered. I fear I have no choice but to renounce my seat in the Assembly and pursue entrance to the mirror universe on my own. Oh dear. I don't have the technological prowess to create one of those multi-dimensional devices myself, but I have an engineer friend who owes me a favor. Uh-oh. I am lucky to be alive. That the mirror universe has that effect on folks. I managed to cross over to the mirror universe, but Terok Nor, as they call Deep Space Nine, has been taken over by the Terran Rebellion. They are using it as a base of power, attempting to reassert their control over the Bajor sector. Bajorans are not trusted and are used mostly for mining and ore processing, a cruel irony given Bajor's history in both universes. But I was able to join with the Bajoran workers and get some of my questions answered. The Bajorans of the Mirror Universe are much like us, and it sounds as if their prophets are also most similar. They even have orbs such as we have here. However, to them the Celestial Temple is myth or metaphor, not a physical place such as ours. I do not know if this is because it simply hasn't been discovered, or if the prophets of that universe have sealed themselves away for some reason. I know the reason. Because they're in the Mirror Universe where everything is awful. The only way to find out is to either cross over with a spaceship, or to somehow procure one there. I have received a curious message from somebody from the Mirror Universe offering me assistance. Note, shortly after making this entry, Vedic Ethos disappeared and was never heard from again. Yeah, the Mirror Universe has that effect on people too. Hey, Sarish, we believe this orb is from the Mirror Universe. We think we could use it to pass through an anomaly we found earlier.
Acknowledged. Be careful. The mirror universe is known to be more treacherous than our universe, and you will be cut off from any support.
I appreciate the concern, Commander, but we will be fine. Yes? Alright, Eliza Flores, beam me up and set course for the Badlands. Ugh, I hate this place. So,
Sarish here. What is your status?
we have entered the Badlands and we are heading to the anomaly.
Acknowledged. Keep comm lines open as long as possible.
Acknowledged. We have limited intelligence on the Mirror Universe, but from what we know it appears that the Terran Rebellion spread from Terok Nor, eventually forming a new empire. Wasn't that just dandy?
The Terran Empire has reoccupied Bajor. I believe this Captain Vita is the administrator of the Bajor sector.
I am Gul Hanari of the Torne, Chief Tactical Advisor to Gul Kardec of the True Way. You are not welcome here. Lower your shields and prepare to be boarded. Red alert, here we go. Once again, the True Way is here to annoy us. I believe Gul Kardec must have used the Orb for the Mirror Universe to somehow create the anomaly leading back there. It would explain why he was so interested in keeping it. He then must have formed an alliance with the Terran Empire. Stay on their guard, they're probably expecting you. Especially since we're blowing up their allies' ships right over there. The Terran Empire are a bunch of scumbags, but even they're not stupid enough to just sort of wait around while their allies are getting clobbered. It's called the Torne. I think I'll aim for the other Hideki-class vessel. Largely because it'll be quicker and easier to take out. Come on, you. This should be simple enough. Come on. The Mirror Universe was first described in the original series where James T. Kirk, Mr. Scott, Uhura, and who was the fourth one? Dr. McCoy wound up in the Mirror Universe being... And at that point they knew it only as a parallel universe that involved... where everybody was kind of jerk compared to how they were in the normal universe. Well, there's those problems solved. But eventually they just convinced the Spock of that universe that the Terran Empire, which had replaced the Federation, could not survive, and he wound up making it so weak, and while trying to make it so much nicer and more workable, that eventually fell to the Klingon-Cardassian alliance. Now it sounds like the Terran Empire is starting up again. I believe we could activate the portal by bombarding it with tachyon radiation. Right? Make the necessary modifications to the deflector dish. Bombarding the anomaly with tachyon radiation. And entering the portal. Zoop.